Hi everyone and welcome back. In this video I'm going to start with the authentication system and then authorization system. So first thing we will make a login. We already explained how to make something like register, because register is very simple. It's just like insert data in the database. So we just create a table in the database like this, and we insert some data like Osama and Ahmed with username, email and password and rules here. First thing, we don't care about rules. We talk only about the authentication system, which is login. After that we'll talk about authorization system. So now we need this. So here we already in the server we already have created the folder, and here we have db just to connect to the database called auth we have created before. And in the database here we have, you can see here auth, and we have table users, and in the table users we can just insert data. Actually it's very simple to insert data. You can just go to the table and just go to insert here, and you can insert anything you want here and go. Or you can just go to SQL and click here on the insert, and directly you can insert the value 1, value 2. Here for example I need to change the ID or let it empty, or here I can add Osama, and same thing for others. Then I can say again, I can copy and paste here and here, and they can create another one. After that just press on the go. So it's very simple. So we already did that, sorry. So now we have this here. So you have username, password, and the first role admin and the second role user. Now we need just to start with that. First thing with the login. So login is very simple. What we need to do is we have login here, and as you can see login will be like this here. This is the HTML form. Now we need just to say if the user press. First thing, we'll start the session because we need session, so we'll start the session at the beginning. After that I will say just if the set, if user press on the submit. So since the method here is post, so we'll use submit here because we have submit here and post the method. So if user press on it, we need just to get the name or email equal, you can say HTML special character, and then same thing, we need just the post and the email, since this called email, and here password called pass, so we need just to add pass. So here just copy this, paste it here. Here we can name it pass, and here also pass because here pass. That's it. We need only email and password. After that, what we need to say here, we need to make a query, of course, or before that we need to check if the email and password are not empty. So we can say here if not empty email and also password not empty, and here called pass. So if both of them not empty, there is data, we can continue here. Else if anything empty, just echo both email and password, something like that. If not empty, we need to make a query here. Query equal mysqli query. The query should be, but of course first thing we have already the database, so we call it db here to connect to the database. So we need just db here. Before that we need to include it, so we can make that at the beginning here, include once, and then db.php. After that we can just use db here, and then what we need to do, we need to select everything from the table where the email, the user entered email equal the email in the database, and the password equal the password in the database. So we just say select, you can say just everything from users, since here we have the table called users here. So from users, but where email in the database, this email in the database equal the email this one that user entered in the form, and password in the database, because in the database it's called password, not pass. So we need to use password equal pass. Here, the pass that user inserted. So now this will return if there is something in the database. Will return if there is username, email, this email, and this password. Will return just one row, right? So for example, if I write Usama and 111 6 ones here, will return only this. If I write Ahmed, will return this. If I write, for example, Ali or any other name, so will return 0 rows. So how we can check that? We need to say here if mysqli num rows, so how many row will return from this query here. That's it. So we can say if MySQL num rows greater than 0, which means if there is something, if return anything, which means there's the username exists, so we need to make a login, right? Else, if it is less than 0, nothing, we can say echo your email and or password are not correct, right? If there is anything greater than 0, we need just to add in the session. So we need to make login. How we can make login? We need to create session by the server. So I can just say using session super global and name it, for example, auth or whatever, anything you want. Inside it you can add an array of value. So the first thing I will add here like name for the username, and it will be what? From the name from the database. So how we can do that? We need, before that here we can say data equal, we need to convert everything to array since we have only one row return user. So here we can just say mysqli fetch array or a sock as you want, and then here I can add the query. This will return what? Will return everything. Will return this row and convert it to the array so we can use it as array. So here I can say now the name from database, so data and then name, because here we have name, right? Also I need to return the rule in the future. I need to use the rule also, so I can use here rule and equal also the rule from the database, right? So here rule, because here we have rule. So I just add everything inside the session. So now we have the session in the server and connected with the browser, so the user log in. If the user press or check the here checkbox remember me means we need to use the cookie, so it will add it in the browser permanently even if user close the browser. So here I can say remember me. So I can say here if set remember me is called what here? Name remember, right? In the HTML. So I can say if set post remember, which means if user press on remember, now we need to set cookie. Very simple. And I can name it also auth, for example. The value of the cookie will be also something from the data. I will just add, for example, the rule, because we need the rule. So also from data here I need the rule as a value, and the time here will be plus 60 multiply 60 multiply 24 multiply 7, which means 1 week, and the path will be everywhere. We have explained session and cookies before. You can return back and see. So now finish. If the user just add the session for login, if the user press on remember me, we need also to add the cookie. After that we need to go where? After finish, create this, everything, create session, create cookie, then I need just to go header and location, and I will go to home.php for example. Now only home, I don't need to talk about the dashboard, just home. So in the home, what we have just home page, so we don't have anything. So now we need just to try that here. So I will try to add like Ahmed, it's not exist in the database, and add any password, and then log in. You can see your email or password are not connect. Now if I add Osama and add the password 111111 here and log in, now I am in the home page. So now it's work, just go here. But the problem now, even if I don't have a username and password, I don't have a session, anyone can access the home, right? So even if I delete the session, now I don't have any session. For example, copy here, I will close the browser and then open the browser again. Now the session has deleted, and go here in the home. Also I can access home. So now I need to protect home. So in the home, to protect it, you should just say go to the home and then say first thing session start, of course, and then I will say here if not set session and the name of the session auth. So if there is no session, or because maybe there is no session but we have cookie, so I can say also if there is no set here, also cookie, and also we name it auth. So if there is no session, there is no cookie, we can just header and go to the login again, location, and then login.php. Sorry, here of course if I say or, so if there is no session or there is no cookie, I will not be able to go to login. But I can say here and if both of them, there is no cookie and no session, I cannot. But if there is either cookie or session, I can access it. So now again I will use the same password, login, perfect. Now you can see only session without cookie. Now if I copy and close the browser and try again, open the browser again and try, you can see I cannot. Why? Because I closed the browser, and once I close the browser, one browser has closed, the session will be deleted, so now I cannot access. But now if I say remember me, will send also the cookie, so now perfect. Now go here. Now even if I close the browser and then open the browser again, paste it, also I can access. Now how we can make logout? So simply just delete everything. So now when you click here logout, we'll go to the logout.php, and in the logout I will just say session start and then session destroy, simply to destroy all the sessions, and also delete the cookie. So I just can copy the cookie and just make it in the past, and it will be deleted. So I don't need any data here, so I will make it empty, and the time will be, instead of plus, I'll be minus anything, so it will be in the past and everything will delete it. And then I can just say header and go to the location, return back to the login.php. So just log out and go to the login.php. So now you can see, now it is open it. I say log out, now go here. Now if I try to go to home again, I cannot go to the home since the home is protected. If there is no session in the home and there is no cookie, just direct me to the login. So that's everything about the authentication system. In the next lecture, we will explain the authorization system with the same example. So you need just to make this tested. If there is no problem, just go to the second video. Hope you understand that, and thank you very much.